My nose would start running like right before this, literally. I just pressed record and then my nose started running. This is definitely a different video. It's actually a talk through. I can feel the hair. I think that's good. I think one side is a little bit more plump than the other. Tell me why slouching feels so good. I'm sorry, Mom, I have to slouch. It just feels so good. Okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do my daily cream contour. This is definitely cream contour and highlight. This is definitely a full coverage routine, but it definitely doesn't feel like there's a ton of like stuff on my face, and it is definitely to me a natural contour. You can totally build this up to however you want to, whether you want to do more of a crazy contour to make it really stand out in photos, or if you're just going out and it's like it's daylight outside and you don't want to wear anything crazy. I definitely think that this is the easiest way to achieve a really nice, beautiful, hydrating highlight and contour. This is definitely a different video. I am talking through it because I feel like I haven't done one of those in a really long time. I wouldn't say ever, but it definitely takes me away from it because I can't watch like 20-minute long videos. So I'm hoping I'm not one of those right now that's making this 20-minute, I'm making this 20-minute long intro. So anyways, I list and talk about all the products that I've used on my face today, including some new ones that I received at Generation Beauty. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Please give it a thumbs up and a comment if you like these kind of videos, or if there's anything that particularly you'd like to see. So I want to make it for you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. I already said that at the end, but I'm going to say it again. Bye guys. So the first thing I'm going to do is prep my skin. I used a light exfoliating scrub just to rub away any dead skin cells to make this application a lot smoother. So since this is for someone who has dry skin like myself, I also suffer from acne and a little bit of oiliness, kind of just within like my forehead. I feel like I don't really get oily anywhere else, so this is going to be a very dewy kind of look to give the illusion that I actually have hydrated skin. I'm not going to say oily skin, I'm going to say hydrated skin. Okay, so the first thing I am going to do is use this Oasis Moisture Boost Serum by H2O Beauty. This is literally like just pure hydration, and what I'm going to do is I just kind of grab a little bit. I'm actually going to put some on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use a damp beauty blender to kind of pack that all in my skin. Next step I like to do is use an oil. So you can either use a primer oil or just a regular oil, argan oil. This one is the Rose Oil Blend by Pixi, and this is the primer oil by Smashbox. So essentially they kind of do the same thing. I use this day and night just for my regular skin regimen. And the Smashbox is what I used for my makeup. So I basically use both. Sorry, Roxy's panting in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4 drops, and I'm just gonna work that all over the spots where I'm super dry, which would be everywhere, and especially around my nose. Now that that has a chance to kind of settle on my skin, I'm gonna go in with my Derma E Hydrating Eye Cream. I want to make sure I have a lot of hydration underneath my eyes. So now that we are primed and ready to go, I am actually going to just use a hydrating setting spray, and this is the Makeup Magnet Mist by Pop Beauty. I like to spray a mist, whether it's this one or the Mario Badescu or the Smashbox Primer Water. I just kind of like to prep my skin, and this smells so good. Now for my foundation, I'm going to be using a mixture of a stick and a cream. This is the Laura Mercier Moisturizing Foundation. There's a better word. The Silk Cream Moisturizing Foundation. and the Hourglass Stick Foundation in beige. So I'm going to use the stick first and just kind of draw some tribal marks all over my face. And a little bit goes a long way with this foundation. I really just like the finish of it and the coverage. So I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm going to be using the best beauty blender on this planet. And it's not even a beauty blender. I can't even say that right now. The best beauty sponge. And this is the SLmissglam. Tori and Leslie will know why I'm laughing right now. I don't know why, but I can't say it. SLmissglam. That's what it looks like on the brush. Anyways, this is the SLmissglam beauty sponge, and it is like air. It's like a cloud, and it blends in your makeup freaking flawlessly. So I'm just going to grab the Laura Mercier, put it on the back, and dot it on. I'm going to blend it. For my concealer, I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye in the Illumination in medium. I am going to use the heat of my fingertip to help blend all this out. And I am using my ring finger to apply the concealer. It is the one finger with the least amount of pressure. Okay. Once I've kind of just like trickled that all over my face, I'm going to go back in with my beauty blender. I'm sorry, my beauty sponge. And blend this out. So the next thing I'm going to do is apply a cream highlighter, and this is also by IT Cosmetics, and this is the Hello Light Cream Illuminator. And I am also going to apply that with my fingertips right on the top of my cheekbones, and I actually am going to bring it a little bit underneath my eye. What I like about this is like when I take photos or when I'm outside, like it just looks like I'm a little bit more hydrated underneath my eyes. And what I really like about this highlighter is it's not chalky or chunky, and there's no like large sparkles in it. It just gives a really nice illuminated, hydrated under eye. Lightly just going to kind of pat that on there. I'm going to grab my beauty sponge and just kind of take off any excess and to kind of blend it in. Now, getting into the fun part, and this is cream contouring. As you've noticed, I haven't used any powder on my face just yet. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to apply my cream contour with, oh, that's a good catch, the IT Cosmetics CC Cream in Rich, and I am just going to apply this to my cheekbones. I don't really need to shrink down my forehead too much. I might apply just a little bit more, like maybe like around my hairline and just slightly on my temples to kind of just make, I like more of like a heart-shaped kind of face. And I don't apply anything on my chin because I already have a narrow chin, and the only time you want to do that is when you really want to kind of like chisel that out a little bit more. This goes a long way. So a little bit, you just need like, oh, I did like a half a pump. The brush I'm going to be using is the Luxie 588 Angled Contouring Brush. Carve out my cheekbones. Okay, I'm done. Just kidding. Okay, I'm going to apply whatever I have left on the top of my forehead and just kind of slightly down my nose, just to add a little bit of a, that I have one. I mean, I know that I have one, but does the camera know that I have one? And to blend it out, I'm actually going to use a tapering brush. This is the Luxie 235, and it is a lot smaller, but it's going to help really just kind of buff out this contour a little bit. Gives me a little bit more control than like a super fluffy one. And I'm going to do some circular motions. See, I even think I used too much on that side. See how I brought it too far to my cheek? Another thing you want to do is when you're contouring, you don't want to exceed the outer of your eye. So as you can tell, I went a little too far out, but that's okay because since it is all cream, I can essentially wipe it away with my beauty sponge. So just kind of blend that out. Do the other side. I tried to do the whole like apple of the cheek, but it doesn't work for everybody. So you just have to like live with the fact that I don't have really big like cheeks, like big apples, like those small apples. I got those little kumquats. Those aren't even apples. Okay, I'm gonna grab the cream highlight, put it on the tip of my nose, and just a little bit on the bridge. I don't want to do too much because I do have acne there, and I don't want to bring too much attention to it. And I'm gonna grab my damp beauty sponge and just kind of go over and blend it all out. It's a very natural contour, and that's what I really like about it because I do use powder as well. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of take that away. All right, so I'm going to be grabbing my CC cream in medium and just kind of chiseling out my cheeks a little bit more. I'm just gonna bring this all over my face and just kind of get rid of any creases and extra product. So the next thing I'm gonna do is set my face. So I don't want to put a bunch of powder. I'm not gonna bake or anything like that because since my skin is super dry, it just clings onto it. Sometimes I have really good luck with baking and it not creasing underneath, but today I really wanted to do more of like a fresh, dewy look, so I'm not gonna be setting a whole lot. I'm gonna be using my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and I'm gonna use the Tapered highlighter by Luxie, and this is 522. Yeah, the first thing I am gonna do is just kind of apply the powder on my cheeks. I get really dry like around my nose, so I'm gonna set all in there. And I'm definitely going to apply this to my forehead because that is definitely where the only place I ever get oily. So for my contour, I'm going to be using the Balm Bahama Momma. Okay. And the brush I'm going to be using is the Royal and Langnickle Contour brush. For my highlight, I'm going to use my baby. The Makeup Forever, this is the Pro Light Fusion. This is their newest one in gold. And I'm going to be using my Morphe fan brush. This is the C23. Make sure I apply a little bit. Make sure I just apply a little bit underneath my eye and my wing. Even though this does look like it's a lot of product, I promise you, like, I don't feel heavy. I don't feel cakey. When I look at it in person, honestly, it doesn't look like too much, but then again, it's like, does anybody expect less from me? Yes, on a day-to-day basis, they do, because honestly, I'm just a liner, eyebrows, and lashes, and a dark lip kind of girl. So that is pretty much the final look. I'm going to be popping on a lip color and doing my intro. I don't really think you guys need to know that. So hope you guys enjoyed this dry skin highlight and contour routine. I think this works best for me. I use a bunch of different cream contours. I like to use the Eve Pearl. I have her Mega Pro palette and it has different highlighters and foundations and contours, and I like to use that, but I definitely like to use my CC cream by It Cosmetics, not only because it works really well for my skin, but it blends out really easily, and the fact that you can sleep, I can't sleep in this, but the fact that you can sleep in that makeup and not be disturbed by it in the morning, is actually quite fantastic. If you guys want any other recommendations on different cream contours, I will write as many as I can down below. The Hourglass stick foundations are amazing. Hands down, my favorite cream contour sticks are the Makeup Forever. I mean, those are just like, they look good on every skin tone. I mean, like, even if you have oily, you put some powder on that foundation, you're good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have a tutorial on this look coming up. This is with a bunch of the Balm products that I received at Generation New York. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. I'm actually slightly obsessed with how my hair turned out, but we're not gonna look at what it looks like from behind. That's just a scary thought. Yeah. Okay.